President, fellow Toastmasters. How many of you have never heard my language evaluation? Raise your hand. Thank you. Let me first quote from Confucius. He said, we cannot open a book without learning something. Likewise, we cannot be here without learning something. We are all here to learn, yourself as well as myself. My role, for those who are listening to me for the first time, as the language evaluator, is very simple. It is to evaluate the words and the spoken English language used by everyone during the course of the meeting. And secondly, my role is also to identify the grammatical mistakes, the mispronunciation, as well as to highlight to you the creative usage of the language. Hence, three very broad areas. Something for you to ponder upon. What is Toastmasters all about? It is all about speaking. It is not so much about leadership skills, where I'm concerned. And there are two broad areas, the vocal, the voice, and two, the verbal, the words. And how much attention do we pay to our vocal and our verbal image, apart from our visual image, our dressing, our grooming, our attire? Hence, is speaking well important? You are about to be out there. And it is a very cruel world out there, the working world. There are so many intelligent people out there. Can you outspeak them? So speaking well is very, very critical and crucial. Two very broad areas, speaking correctly, and secondly, speaking clearly. Speaking creatively takes a lot of effort. For this evening, I shall divide my feedback into three broad categories, and this is one of my taglines. It is the falls. The windfall, not the 6 million total windfall recently. The windfall as in creative usage of language. The shortfall as in words, grammar, redundancies, jargons, cliches, overworked, overused words. And then the pitfalls, pronunciation pitfalls. I'll start with the creative usage of language first. The beautiful words and phrases being used. During the word of the day, you have heard many examples that I quoted from the back cover of my book. I've also used the words brutalize, cannibalize, and utilize, where word of the day is concerned. And I did not use the three words in the literal sense, but use as figures of speech, as metaphors. Some may brutalize the word, others cannibalize the word, but very few can utilize the word. Metaphors as well as rhyming words, very simple. What else have I captured? Somebody, I heard, I'm game, and then he used tame. Simple words, rhyming words, a very simple tool they can use. Another example, enjoy your life and follow your heart. Notice the two groups of words, enjoy your life, follow your heart. Two groups of words. And this is what I call harmony in duality. The sound of the erhu playing is like slaughtering a cow. A kind of comparison. And this is what we call use of analogy. Indirect comparison. So it is not a simile. Pasta to prata. Both words begin with the same letter, alliteration, project form, and both words rhyme. Very simple, local words from Shara and from Terry, calm and confident. Simple words. Again, alliterative words. At the start of the meeting, you have found out what I do, my profession, and in the icebreaker, I mentioned a couple of things. I shall elaborate that a little bit later. Where creative usage of language is concerned, there is no shortcut, my dear friends. It takes a lot of hard work. Use the dictionary as often as possible. Listen to the better speakers. Read widely, extensively, expansively. Then you have a very wide repertoire of words. Creative usage of language. Listen to the better speakers. There are many out there. I can quote you just a few. Of course, our very senior politician, LKY Lee Kuan Yew. There's one professor who is in his 80s, Professor Wang Gungwu. If you have the opportunity, listen to him. At that age, in his 80s, his energy level is still there. His pronunciation is very crisp, clear. Grammatical skills, excellent. Listen to him. So it is nothing to do about age. An opposition politician by the name of Dr. Chee Soon-Juan, although his views are very different, listen to him. He is also one of the better speakers. Second part of my feedback is on the short form. So this is about redundancies, jargons, and the rest. Some Toastmasters, senior Toastmasters, have termed me as very harsh and very brutal in my language declaration. And I make no bones about it. Because I believe that bitter means medicine, or effective medicine has to be bitter to be effective. So what is the short form? We have one, present perfect tense. Just graduate, just graduated. Kind of Toastmaster of the day. Either you are or you're not. You're not kind of, sort of. None other than is what we call the use of cliche. Try not to use cliche. Many MCs think it is very stylish. It is not. It is very unoriginal. It shows that we're not creative. Very weak, very stale second-hand language. Try not to use cliche. Faster, faster, or faster, faster, faster. Why not? Hurry up, quick, or pronto. This is typical Singlish. Faster, faster, quick, quick, picture, picture. Try not to use it. Informally is fine. Some words can be very crude, very offensive, rude, improper. The word F-A-R-T. This is a very formal speaking atmosphere. Some in the audience may not like it. Some are very prim and proper. They have a family background, so they may not like to use such words. And I'm sure you have heard of the euphemism giving of gas, or to break wind, instead of F-A-R-T. The other word, again, can be very crude. A-S-S-H-O-L-E. I mean, if this is your club culture, by all means, but you never know, you have guests, and some may be very sensitive. Because, as I've said, this is a very formal setting. I'm not offended. Their feelings may be offended. When you dished out all the compliments, all the praises, all the positives, and you continue with however, and you went on, you are discrediting, you are discarding all the wonderful stuff. Because what comes after however are usually the negatives. Try not to use however. Moreover is fine. Moreover is in addition to. White lies are nice. Can we elaborate? What is the connotation of the word nice? White lies are nice. Can you define? White lies are necessary sometimes. White lies are inevitable. You can't avoid it. Tell the salesman I'm not at home. Actually, the parent is at home. It's fine. White lies. So try not to use the word nice. Overworked, overused. Like I've said earlier, good, God, nice. These are overworked, overused words. Be more specific. Memorize in my brain. Where else do you memorize? In school we were told, learn by heart. The heart is learning, is here. So always analyze, think. Question yourself. So to me, memorize is fine. Don't need memorize in my brain. When you start a presentation, a speech, with something very weak, you know, structure of speech, your opening must be very attention-grabbing, captivating. So when you start with, today I'm going to tell you about very weak, unnecessary, straight away go into what you want to tell us. Why Abang Killer, for example? You see the impact is there. Or what is an Abang Killer? Mystery, suspense is created. I like to pose a question to you. Just pose a question. Why do you need to tell us? I like to pose a question to you. When was the last time? Straight away you ask a question. People that, and you go on, that is a relative pronoun normally used for animals or inanimate things. People who, try to use who. Unless you're asking a question, who is that or that man? Alumni is already the plural. Go back, check. What is an alumnus? Alumna, alumni, and alumni. There is a difference, singular and plural. But there is no alumni. What I'm sharing with you, I'm relying on what is up here. Because certain things which I'm not sure, I have to double check with the dictionary. And one is not provided for me this evening. I'm no expert. I'm going to share, same, redundant. Younger than me, 16 years ago, an NUS student pointed to me. Younger than me. I said, no, younger than I. He said, no, younger than me. Argue with me. I said, it's fine. Language has been diluted. Language has been cannibalized. So much so that now, younger than me has been accepted. When I studied English, I was a school teacher, for those who are not aware. I taught for more than 30 years. That's why now I'm a corporate trainer, I'm a coach, language coach, I'm a lecturer, as well as a school teacher. Younger than I, the M is unnecessary. He is younger than I am. So younger than I, instead of younger than me. Try not to use me like I. Malay guy. It may sound offensive. A few years ago, when I sent an email to one guy, young fellow, young man, Toastmaster. I use the word young man, don't interfere. He was jumping up and down. He wasn't happy. What if I had said young fellow or young punk? It's worse, right? So young guy, it's up to you. So Malay guy, Malay man would sound better because the connotation of guy may be quite negative. How many out there are speaking sloppily and shabbily? Meaning, not bothering about our grammatical skills. Give that a thought because it affects our image as professionals. You're going to graduate soon, sooner or later. You are going to be a professional. I noticed that many were struggling during table topics. Why? Delivery wasn't spontaneous. Because of what? Because of vocabulary, words, because of sentence structure, that you're not able to focus on the keywords. The technique is focus on keywords for speech context especially, and then you make your delivery. So vocabulary is also very important. Your program, if I may, where grammatical errors are concerned, 1920 table topic. S is basic table topics. We have 13 topics this evening. 2015 Advanced Project 1. Look at your advanced manual. The D is there. Advanced manual. Advanced project. Likewise for evaluation, 2100 Advanced Project. 2015 heading is prepared speeches, plural. 2100 evaluation, singular. The consistency is not there. Evaluations, has to be there. On the reverse, same. Advanced Project 1, the D is missing. So that was the bulk of my feedback, 50 to 60% on areas for improvement. So my dear friends, Somebody once said that the purpose of language is to express, not to impress. I agree. I also disagree. We express the purpose of language. We can also impress if we take note of our grammatical skills and also pronunciation. So try not to contaminate the English language with jargons, redundancies, overworked, overused words, and cliches. And words are too precious to be mispronounced. And that leads me to my third area, that is pronunciation pitfalls. As I've said, the dictionary is important. Pronunciation is about three main areas. First is audibility. I purposely said right at the back, we need to project our voice. So audibility has to be there, loud enough to be heard. Second is clarity, clear enough to be understood. And third is intensity, expressive enough to be enjoyed. It is also about pacing. I've noticed that a few speakers were rattling and rambling on, even narrators. What's the hurry? It is not so much what we are sharing, how much we are sharing, but what we are sharing. So take your time. I leave it to you. What I'm going to share with you will be the preferred pronunciation, so that we will not be misunderstood wherever you go around the world. Is it accelerate, accelerate? Accelerate means to speed up. Exhilarate means extremely happy, extremely excited. So one is exhilarate, exhilarating, exhilarated. The other is accelerate. When the next word begins with a vowel sound, not a word beginning with A, E, I, O, U vowel, don't be misled by some language evaluators, because I'm trained in phonetics and I teach phonetics, so I know. I have the advantage. E-N-D, so we say the end. But again, it's your choice. In a spoken form, in the evening, the end instead of the end. You say worm or you say worm, bookworm or bookworm. C-O-R-E is core, core of the apple. C-O-P-S, corpse, informal use for policemen. C-O-R-P-S is also corps, not corpse. Corpse is a dead body of a human being. Vigilante corps, C-O-R-P-S, cadet corps. Is it taught, past tense of teach, or was it thought? The speaker meant thought, past tense of think. The next word is scenario. All the while we hear the word as scenario, scenario. It's because all the while the word has been mispronounced. Scenario. Pronunciation. It's pronunciation. Is it pause, the tiny holes on our skin? Or is it the cat's paws? What the speaker meant was pause with a Z sound. Say nothing, pause. Statistics. Data, D-A-T-A is data. Charisma, instead of charisma, data. Again, it's your choice. Anecdote and suggest. You know what Aristotle once said? Of course, we read it in books. We are what we repeatedly do. So when we hear the words wrongly pronounced, we just follow. So listen to the better speakers. Listen to the news readers, whether it's BBC, CNN, Channel News Asia, but they are not 100% perfect. There is no perfection in this world. There are mistakes. I've heard mistakes. Nobody is perfect. It's fine. Aristotle also said there is only one way to avoid criticisms. Do nothing, say nothing, and be nothing. What I've dished out are not criticisms. These are all facts of life. So do take note of that. In closing, it was Lord Dewar, who once said, our minds are like parachutes. They function best when fully open. So whenever you listen to feedback, have an open mind. And Isaac Asimov, for those of you who know the American science fiction author, passed away in 1992. He once said, the day we stop learning is the day we begin decaying. No matter at what age we are, whether you're in your 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, we are still learning. LKY learned to use the computer at a very late age. We are never too old to learn. Over to you, Thomas.